Okay, we should be live. Let me verify. Okay, we're up on YouTube. Not sure on Facebook yet.
I'm looking. Give me a minute. Yeah, no.
You're shitting me.
Not in the least.
Okay,
well, if you got you,
it's not just
YouTube's
just
on.
you.
If YouTube's on, who cares? I mean,
yeah,
we can just not do Facebook.
Okay, and if you guys click on the chat bubble on the right side, that will show all comments, and we can highlight those on the stream.
Uno momento.
Hang on, I'm looking at YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
Right now it says waiting.
No, I show us live, but it's not on the scheduled stream here. Let me over to private chat.
Nope, now it's going.
Yeah, if I post in chat, it still shows up as Unhinged Dad's podcast, but I won't be posting in chat.
Okay,
Well,
I will.
I can jump in under reasonable person.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, it says it's not working on Facebook. I don't know why.
Who knows?
Let me see here. I'm going to switch over to me so it's easier for me to come into. Okay, let me mute that so I don't come back. Now we should have a comment on YouTube. Meaning,
I see it.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to hit the intro again? So we've got a good start point for.
Not only that, recording. Dude. If you're doing this, you're recording it.
Okay. Then I will hit the intro again, and that'll give us a point for me to start the recording from. Okay.
The battery died.
Sucks to be you, Bo. Okay, so.
Oh, I'm saving that one. Now I got something for the balls comment. Are
you telling her 4-year-old that it sucks to be him? Yeah. Okay. You'll have to get me to send you the clip, though. I'm open to bribery. Okay. Hitting the intro in 3, 2, 1. Hit it, Paul.
Bang. Okay.
We've had technical difficulties tonight,
We've
y'all.
had
Our
a
apologies.
lot. We've had a lot of technical difficulties tonight. This is episode 17, I think, of the
Yes.
Reasonable Person podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Paul Lathrop. The other two co-hosts joining me tonight, Brian De Almeida and Kat Ainsworth. Our topic tonight, and we didn't do much show prep. We don't even have a left turn topic for later.
Oh, we'll find one.
Okay, but
Coffee with or without milk?
Not without.
about
You
that.
need cream, not milk for coffee.
We'll argue about it later. It's fine.
Yeah,
All right.
we can argue about it later.
Our topic tonight is Bootlickers Anonymous, or why must we always eat our own? This is not the first time. It's just the most recent time I have been attacked by people who supposedly like freedom and supposedly support the Second Amendment and are in the gun community.
Yeah.
It's the first time I kind of took it in stride. This time, I gotta say, man, it hurt enough that I'm about that close to packing it in.
So was it like someone you thought you knew well then?
No,
Or what was the deal?
it was somebody who's been a follower for a very long time and somebody I respected. But to be called, I mean, just to be honest, I don't have it. If I had my streaming software and Inside Baseball, Brian is actually hosting tonight. My software did not want to connect with Facebook, did not want to connect with YouTube. And I spent an inordinately long time looking at it and trying to figure it out. And Brian said, I could just try it. I'm like, go for it. So anyway, I don't have the graphic I was going to put up, but basically I put a post together on Facebook that said, if you're a gun owner and you want to be safe, don't go to stupid places, don't hang out with stupid people, and don't do stupid things. And I equated all three of these to going to a riot while you're armed in the Minneapolis area and in interfering with law enforcement. I thought those were pretty standard things to say. If you don't want extra holes, be careful when you're armed. Apparently now I'm a bootlicker. And I'm just, it burned me and still burns.
Well, yeah, it's that last one. When you decide I'm going to go actively interfere with law enforcement, if there is one thing that consistently gets emphasized in everybody's concealed carry classes, in anything that's aimed at educating people on navigating the realities and legalities of carrying a firearm in public, it is how do you handle interactions with law enforcement when you are carrying? Because it introduces another variable into that interaction. And if the interaction's already starting out hostile, it is going to make it more so.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't find saying, hey, if you're going to go actively interfere with law enforcement, maybe don't carry your gun while you're doing it. I don't see how that's extraordinarily controversial.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys cover last week? I was gone. I was in the Virgin Islands while you guys were
rambling.
While you guys were doing the show, I was actually kicked back because it was after 9 p.m. Atlantic time. Atlantic time is 2 hours ahead of Central.
Yep.
It was after 9 p.m. Atlantic time when you guys went live, so I caught a little bit of it. Threw a nana boo-boo at you because it was 86 degrees, and then I went to bed.
Good for you.
Did you guys cover the shooting up last week when you did the show?
Not
Very
really.
briefly, we were still within the 72-hour window at the time, so we did not jump into any detail. We talked about the situation generally, but we did not we did not go into any detail on it because it had been like a day and a half since it had happened,
Yeah.
and there
And I
was
think
still lots of stuff coming out.
the three of us might even have differing opinions on that. I'm not sure. So, Paul, you want to go first?
You know, my opinion, I've not looked at a ton of video. I looked at one video from somebody I very much trust, and that's active self-protection. And I mean, I didn't see anything in that video that I'm going to disagree with John about.
Yep.
Is it a 100% good shoot? I don't see anything that says yes. Is it a murder? I don't see anything that says it's a murder either. The video, there's not. I would love to see body cams. I don't think we're going to.
I don't think they wear them. ICE doesn't wear them, dude. Oh no, it wasn't ICE. It was Border Patrol. That's right.
Yeah, I heard a report that there are body cams, but with federal. There's different release
Yeah.
protocols.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page. I agree with John's video. It was fantastic. And I'm like just on the other side of it. It was probably a good shoot, but it tastes bad going down, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, what I saw is a chaotic situation that involved almost a dozen people who are all under immense amounts of stress, obviously. And I concur with John. I did not see anything that shows, unequivocally that officers' lives were in immediate danger, such that justified that shooting. But we don't know everything. We do not know what all other interactions he'd had, possibly with those same agents before, that may have fed
Hopefully
into
not.
it.
Yeah, hopefully
But-
not.
Now there has been, and it circulated in, and this should surprise nobody. We have a private chat between Brian Catt and I.
Yep.
And we will insert things in there. Some things appropriate, some things not so. But we'll insert possible show topics and things we just find amusing. But somebody put a video in there that supposedly showed the person that got shot having an interaction with either ICE or Border Patrol a few days beforehand, and the guy kicked the SUV, kicked the taillight hard enough to knock the taillight out, which doesn't say a whole lot about Chevy SUV quality to me. If you can kick it,
it's brittle plastic.
I like Ford anyway, so. Yeah, and it was proved apparently that it's a real video. It's not AI.
Yeah, it was confirmed by multiple sources at this point, so we can take it as that happened. One of the questions that sticks in my mind is, okay, that was almost 2 weeks prior to the day he got shot.
11 days.
How many? 11 days. Okay, so a week and a half prior. So I think it's reasonable to assume that he was interacting with the federal agents in Minneapolis in those intervening days. And one of the things that I really wonder is whether or not he'd had multiple interactions with this same group of agents before, or possibly just the one who made the decision to shoot, that could have fed into it. Because again, I did not see anything that showed unequivocally that it was a justified defensive shooting on the part of the agent. It's ambiguous at best, and I lean towards probably not. But if a good investigation is done and it shows that it was justified, that's going to go in the category of awful but lawful, and that's the best case scenario for the agent involved.
Pretty much. And they said he broke his rib during that encounter. I mean, show of hands if you have broken a rib and know how much that hurts. So I find that weird, but then again, adrenaline and who knows what else does amazing things.
Yeah, there was a report that said that he'd been prescribed medication consistent with a broken rib, which is one of the other questions that I then go, is it possible that he was on prescription painkillers and impaired
and carrying a gun,
which then would make his public carry illegal unless Minnesota's laws are vastly different from most other places I've looked, where you cannot be chemically impaired and armed in public.
Yeah,
that would mean that puts him on the wrong side of the law there. But it also if it's opioids, they reduce inhibitions just like alcohol does, and affects it affects people both emotionally and cognitively. So some reduced or slowed cognitive function, so a little bit of euphoria and a little bit of disinhibition could lead to making some really dumb decisions, which I think I think all three of us can agree that Mr. Preddy made some dumb decisions that day.
Oh, he did. And on the bootlicker thing, Paul, man, I grew up with law enforcement. My bonus dad did reserve work in Washington. I have a lot of friends in law enforcement. And so I've been called a bootlicker more times than I can count. I think it's been like 15, 20 years since the first time. And it's laughable now because I want to be like, guys, is that like the best you have? Is that your best insult? Supporting law enforcement? Is that it? Maybe I have a foot fetish. You don't freaking know.
I don't want to know.
That's like the answer. Yeah. That's like the answer from now on. That's like the answer is like, you don't know, no kink shaming is going to be the new thing.
You are giving me just gold, Kat. When I
get
hold
you're not
this
recording.
No, but it is getting to me.
Brian, you just need to edit it. Just quiet, make it, bleep it out.
Like I said, I'm open to bribery.
The bootlicker thing and name calling in general, I had one guy freak out and call me anti-American and tell me that I'm his enemy. I think he misunderstood something on my page. This was like a week ago. But it was still just boom, 180. And I was like, holy crap, dude. Unfriended me. I mean, it was something else. And he's super conservative, by the way. So it's not just the left side doing this crap. It's not. It's both.
No, and yes. And this is, I mean, we eat our own. This is not the first time I've come across YouTube comment. 100% agree with that.
Yeah, says just interfering with law enforcement puts them on the wrong side of the law as far as I know in Minnesota. I am not a lawyer.
Nor am I. Nor do I play one on TV. But we eat our own on a regular basis. If you don't exactly toe the line in the pro-gun community, if I disagree with you about, and this is why I love the left turn so much, if we can disagree and have fun about it. But if I disagree with somebody about anything, even remotely political, immediately I am ostracized, or another person is ostracized. if they for their opinions. For example, I very much am anti-death penalty because look, we're humans. Humans make mistakes. We can recover from mistakes unless you kill somebody. Then you can't. Keep them in prison forever. I don't care. But if it comes around that a mistake has been made, at least we can start to make amends for the mistake if you haven't killed them yet.
Now, see, I'm super pro death penalty. I'm like, bullets are cheap, and the whole, all the injections and stuff are expensive, and it's our money that keeps them in prison. So, which sounds terrible, but it is what it is.
And I'm somewhere in the middle. I mean, generally, for forcible sexual assault and intentional murder, I would generally support the death penalty. I would support expansion of it to include rapists and child molesters. However, I do not trust the government to be the ones making that decision because our legal system is
junk.
Iffy, at least. I don't trust that it won't get that expanding the death penalty will not get abused by people.
Yeah, it probably would be, and I know mistakes happen, and that's terrible too. But I also know how ridiculous our prison. I know, Paul. I know what you're thinking too.
No,
but
comment.
I just. Good Lord. So that doesn't surprise me.
Oh, I do think I know who that is.
I'm just saying that's the answer to the bootlicker people. And I get called names so often now. I just like, sure, dude, whatever. If you want me to completely ignore what you're saying, throw the name calling in there. I especially like being called a blue-haired bitch. So just take that note of that. I even have gotten mail under that a couple times, like snail mail. So it's just you call me whatever you want.
Reserve that URL. Get it. Go get that website. Blue-haired bitch.
Someone's probably got it. Someone's probably already got it.
I'm going to look at that now because now I'm curious.
Brian's doing the important research now. But yeah, I mean, I admit I am pro death penalty. Especially for some of these people. Why? When the burden of proof is so absolute, why are we paying to feed and house them? Because some of them, I mean, there's literal video evidence and everything. Okay, go. Yell at me. It's fine.
Burden of proof is not that high. Even though there was video proof that I did not do what I was accused of, I was still indicted in Nebraska and could have served 55 years because somebody I cannot pronounce their name of, although it's Middle Eastern, the last name starts with O. And in court, they called him Mr. O because nobody could pronounce it, and he never showed up. But because of one person saying something, I was in jail for a week and could have done 55 years in jail. The burden of proof, minuscule.
Yeah, and that's where I say I don't trust our current government and legal system to do it correctly. Although I'll maintain that there are sufficient violations of the social compact to call it such, that show that you are simply not fit for society anymore. So adios is completely appropriate in my mind. If we had a legal system that could, actually adjudicate it fairly, which I don't think we do.
Brian, could you put up the last two comments? I don't think I have the ability, but the last two.
Let's see, from Lotta Know Better. Prison's very expensive. Did some work in Greenhaven Penitentiary in upstate New York years ago, and they used prison labor to run in the black. They, at the time, accepted no state or federal money. Then goes on to say, if the prisoners are working to earn their own keep, then yes, let them stay in prison forever.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at. As long as they're still around, as long as they're still drawing breath, if a wrongful conviction has happened, we can then release them and look at possibly making their life start to get whole again. It'll never be whole.
That's valid. And yeah, there's a lot of debate on having prisoners work and such, but I will point out that there is a well-recognized psychological need for people to have meaningful work. And
when you're done, go ahead, go.
You know, so if you want somebody to, have any chance at being rehabilitated, giving them work that they can take some pride in, I think is an integral part of that. Because if you're a person who is, who has decided to take some accountability for the crap that you've done, you should and will feel extraordinarily badly about yourself. And the process then is building somebody back up to the point where they think they can be of value. And if we're going to rehabilitate them, I think that work that somebody can take pride in is an inherent need in doing that.
And I want to emphasize what you just said: work they can be proud of, work that means something. One of the punishments, or it wasn't punishment, it was torture, really, the Germans did to the Jews in concentration camps before they just started getting rid of them, exterminating them. But one of the things they did was, okay, you men here, you need to go over to this pile of rock over here. We need to move it 100 yards to the left. And the next day, they'd say that pile of rocks there, now you need to move it 100 yards to the right. So there was nothing accomplished. And you busted your butt all day, 2 days, you're right back where you started. And guess what? Now we need to go move that pile of rocks 100 foot to the left again.
Yeah, no. But meaningful work, possibly also teaching people skills that they can use outside of prison. I fully support that. I support paying, actually paying them a minimum wage. Maybe half of that goes into their commissary account, half of it goes into an account they have access to when they leave. So
I like
some seed money.
I got a comment. I got actually a message from the other room that mentioned the wage of prison labor. And let's face it, in South Dakota, I think it's like if they've been there, or if they've been doing the job in prison for a while. And by the way, they have a wonderful program where they actually build houses for disadvantaged people in South Dakota. They're called the governor's houses, but they're very small, very basic houses, but they're built with prison labor. And the prisoners make, I want to say, 64 cents an hour. That's a bit ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, and I get a comment from the other, because Susan can hear me. I'm getting a text message from her that comes through on the computer. I can't hear her. I have these things on, and I'm half deaf to start with. But she says it's 25 cents an hour to start. And if you make your way up to supervisor, you get 75 cents an hour.
See, I think I'm meaner than both of you because I don't give a crap. I just don't. And I know you could do one of those there, but for the grace of God go I things, and it's true to a point. But when you're talking about the violent crimes, I'm talking about the murderers and the rapists. I have no sympathy for
Those are
that.
those are
So
the people that I'm saying, your violation of the social contract has made you unable to be part of society.
yeah,
I'm gonna, and this is where I'm gonna take rape off the table, and I'm not being misogynistic in that, because a person's word, and too often that's all it is just somebody says non-consensual, and that's it. That's all it takes, and a person is convicted of rape.
On the other side of that, I've personally known of almost a dozen cases where there was hard evidence, video, or multiple confessions from the rapist that most of those never even made it to trial. Prosecutor declined to further press charges because they didn't think they could get a slam dunk case out of a jury.
myself, and it's actually majorly underreported. Now, I'll back up and say that one of my fears with having a son now is false accusations of rape.
Mhm.
It's something I've worried about since I found out he was going to be a boy. And yes, you're a boy. Anyway, but it's something I've worried about since I found out he was a boy. And I feel like I know. I feel like he's going to have to learn to protect himself from that to the greatest extreme possible, which sounds wild to say.
That's the reality
he's
of
gonna
being a
have
man in
to.
our culture right now.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
it's that don't be alone with her. Sorry.
You
You're gonna have to not be alone.
You have to constantly be aware of that and proactively prevent yourself from being in situations where that accusation can be made.
I
Yeah.
do not
Me
like
too.
former Vice President Pence. I do not like him. However, he did have a wonderful policy. Except for his wife, he would never be in a room alone with any female. Period. That's a good policy.
I'm gonna say any of the offices that I've worked in, offices always had windows in them that could be seen from the hallway. Actually, specifically to avoid those to help avoid those situations.
Yeah, and Pence got slammed for that over and over, but oddly enough, I was actually raised that way about what was appropriate and inappropriate behavior, and to not be left alone or go alone, do these things, basically to cover your butt. Now, in their case, it was to be a good Christian wife, and barefoot in the kitchen kind of deal. But it stands, though. The caution stands, especially in the day and age we're in now. So,
Hey, I was barefoot in the kitchen earlier today. I mean,
Paul, you're more than barefoot sometimes. I'm aware of this. We've seen the apron.
Hey,
I don't want to see it again. We're all good.
I was barefoot in the kitchen most of the day yesterday cooking because my wife had a bunch of friends come over.
And I don't want any barefoot. My feet get cold. It's not summer. So, no, when it's summer, yes. But we're totally getting off topic. But anyway, but Paul, you really wanted to talk about all the name calling garbage and the division. My Lord, the division. There are people I do consider friends who are, I just tell myself, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling. Because I know if I want to save the friendship, I cannot say a thing. And on the other hand, it makes me kind of sad because there's one in particular I know that he would not feel the same about me if I started doing political posts, because I really don't.
Yeah.
If I did one, he would probably, tell me off very colorfully and block me, even though I've known him for a decade-ish, in real life. And I'm seeing more of that, including posts from within the gun industry, by the way. Several of them are people, though, that I just want to point out that are the kind that you're like, I told you he was, or he or she was, I can't say the B word, can I? this kind of person. Ha! And there it is. There we are. But the name calling and the fighting, I'm tired of it. And a friend of mine he said on Facebook, he's like, it's salience fatigue, and he's right. Hadn't even thought about it. It's a really appropriate term for it. I don't have the time or energy or desire to get up in arms about everything. I don't want to be constantly fighting with people. We're not getting anywhere anyway.
Well, and I'm just going to make this comment about name calling. If you resort to name calling, you've lost your argument. Period.
I don't care. There's a couple people on my page who do it, and I try to largely ignore it for now. And a couple people that's like their bread and butter, and is being that way, and I just don't have the desire or energy for it. Now, you're so helpful.
Now let me say, there's a difference between name calling and insulting, because I find it humorous, and I would consume this all day long. These people that can creatively, vulgarly insult people, I find absolutely hilarious.
Oh, intelligent insults are awesome.
Yes.
Intelligent stuff, great. But it's the whole, you're an a-hole, you're a see you next Tuesday. Oh my gosh, there's one guy who I have some noteworthy mutual friends within the industry who is posting in my feed today about us all being big babies. And he was like quadrupling down on this in the comments. That was his thing. I'm like, babies? I'm like, is this seriously, dude? You're my age. We might be older. This is the best you can come up with. We're babies because we support ICE. It was just weird. And I'm seeing a lot of that makes me think, it's like the meme I posted earlier. If I wanted to off myself, I would climb your ego and jump to your IQ. It makes me think you have no IQ, dude. It makes me think that if you had 2 brain cells, you'd be in the dirt playing with them. That's what it makes me think. So,
Brian, can you put up that last YouTube comment?
Yeah, there's a couple here from Law to Know. But first one, let's see. He said, she said stuff absolutely off the table. If there's a videotape of you walking into a convenience store and sending the owner to his reward, that changes everything. Yeah, I concur.
Exactly. With that.
Exactly.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
Incontrovertible proof.
Yep. Let's see. Now he's got quite a few good comments here that I'm gonna hit, because first said, I don't really care either, as long as they're working, and points out they don't have to pay for housing or food. The money that goes in their commissary account gives them extra stuff for cigarettes, candy, snacks, books, etc. And those don't cost very much. There's lots of opportunities for work release.
No, I'm going to disagree there a little bit. Have you seen the price of cigarettes? Although in the Virgin Islands, they are much more reasonable.
Yeah, I don't know what the prices are like in the prison commissary, but he also points out there's a lot of little furniture factories in the South that use day labor from prisons, and it's cheap for them, but then the prisoners already have all their basic needs cared for, which is where my thought kind of goes. Okay, they don't need much in the way of wages while they're imprisoned. I would be totally in favor of banking a large portion of that for them, that gives them, for people who are going to be released, that gives them some seed money to restart their life with when they get out. I mean, I have no idea if that would actually help reduce recidivism or not. Probably not, but that's something that I could see as being beneficial and possibly helping.
And Susan is texting. I need to get her on a microphone, get her in here. But she's from the other room. She says, if you're in prison, you're a guy, you're a family guy, you have kids, Child support does not stop while you're in prison.
That's true.
Let the people earn a wage so they can cover that child support.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. I hadn't considered.
So are we,
Lord, it's
you ready to make
it's
a turn, or
I don't know. I see. I was like amped up to talk about how stupid people are, and you guys took this to a prison thing, and I'm just like, I want to talk about the idiots and the name calling and the stupid crap I'm seeing because I'm sick of it. I mean, I started doubling down on posts of my freaking chickens, you guys, the chickens, and it's because I'm sick of all the crap in my
you
feed.
have
I'm just like,
you have a chicken that is unhealthily attracted to you, by the way.
she's weird. She's weird. She doesn't have a name, but she's very clingy, and I don't know why. It's weird. But
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
the
not
chickens.
sure how we ended up on prisons, but
It's Paul's fault. I'm pretty sure.
It is. It came out of me from nowhere. I ran with it. That's how we got where we are. Sorry.
And that's how we found out that we will all fight over prison stuff because none of us agree about it. We all have like slightly differing opinions. So, question, Paul, did you grow up or with like a law enforcement family at all or anything like that?
I have friends that became law enforcement, but no law enforcement in my family in my childhood. No.
yeah,
Okay.
me neither.
I did. I wonder if that ever has an impact. I don't know. Interesting thought though. But I mean, and I will point out that law enforcement cops are human, and I swear when we're kids, we're not taught that. It's made out like first responders or superheroes. And I'm not saying there's no bravery or anything, guys, but they're human. Which means there's jerks out there and there's worthless ones and terrible ones. Good and bad. They're all run the gamut. And yes, those kind of jobs do attract a certain personality type. Which is why we had another one arrested for domestic violence in Wichita Falls yesterday.
There are police officers that when they become a police officer, that badge becomes their life, and you will bow to their authority.
I've known a few like that.
And a lot of them think that regular civilians shouldn't have guns. I mean, so no, it's not that we back the blue without questioning them. But this whole impeding law enforcement, threatening their lives, doxing them is just asinine. People, grow up. Grow up.
I have too many friends. It last week. If these laws are such a problem, then yell at your congressman to get them changed.
Yeah, go vote.
We have Congress with all-time lows in approval. The Senate has a re-election rate of over 80%. The House has a re-election rate over 90%. And you see on both sides, if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, you see your congressman coming from say a red plus 20 state. He has, if they make it through the primary, they are going to get that seat. They won't go and push anything that's going to be controversial as far as bills go, because they're trying to make sure that they keep their seat and they keep their relationships with the other congressmen cordial, and with the people who who pay for their campaigns and gift them things. If the laws are a problem, get on your Congress people and get them changed, or at least try to. This whole nullification by being loud and obnoxious and threatening people is not the way a civil society is supposed to work.
It's not, and it's definitely, I'm sorry for my friends who are left-leaning and my own kid who is pretty left-leaning. It's usually coming from the left, and something I've had to scroll by several times in my feed today is related to voting. And it's because the Tarrant County Senate seat went to a Democrat in the special election yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, it's been a Republican for so long. This is just earth-shaking." No, it's freaking not. Tarrant County, first of all, swings back and forth. It went to Trump this time, but in 2018 and 2020, it was pretty hardcore Democrat. in all the election results. And special elections are almost always involve the hardcore political people. My kid keeps turning the lights off. I swear to God. But everyone's acting like this is a harbinger of things to come. I've seen at least 5 people in my feed. Oh, you all are it's all screwed come November. I'm like, that's really not how it works.
I've seen a lot of crowing about Virginia and all the
Yes.
stupid laws that they're passing right now.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
The
guys,
only
why?
thing that matters in November is what happens after September 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Lotta Know Better says he doesn't have the energy or patience, just goes directly to block. Yeah, I've seen him
I'm
plenty
sure
of
his
times.
block list is huge. Like
his block list is 4 times the size of mine.
Mine too.
I don't generally block people, and I did not block the person that called me a bootlicker.
I'll go beat him up. I mean, can I say that? It's probably incriminating, but I'll have a conversation with words only. I am like, it's like I'm in this weird place where I will fight you right now, but I really don't want to, and I don't have the energy, so you leave me alone. And just take your anger somewhere else. Just go away. Just take it. Just go away.
I'm gonna say for I like being exposed to different opinions. That's how I'm able to draw mine, is through listening to everybody else, and then I use logic and use my own judgment, and I come up with my opinion. That's why I'm a little slow to come up with my opinion sometimes, because I'm still weighing things out. So I don't block lightly. I mean, you've got to be do something pretty colossally stupid for me to actually block you. But it has happened, and I'm sure it will happen in the future, including some very respected people in the gun industry who are on my block list.
Yeah, I have a few of those.
Does one of their names start with P and end with S?
We'll talk about it offline.
It's not the word you think it is, Brian. Shut.
I know. I know.
Anyway, no, if you have an intelligent conversation or something, that's freaking awesome. Cool. I want to hear it. The problem is how much just vitriol and instant name calling and crap I'm seeing. And it's coming from both sides, and I'm sick of it from everybody. I've unfriended people. I don't have the patience for it right now. I'm just goodbye. Goodbye. See, Rachel doesn't block everyone. Rachel, you need to come to the dark side and to start blocking people. It's fun.
Come to the dark side. We have cookies. Yeah,
we do. I got chocolate chip cookies in the other room. You want some? I mean,
we've got cookies and margaritas in my house.
I've got pasta salad right over here. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm by nature, I'm inclined to be kind of hot-headed, which, has been the battle of Shut up. It's been the battle of adulthood for me to master that and not be controlled by it. I don't have the energy to waste on fighting and arguing with and yelling at people anymore. I would very much like to be left alone to go and build my things and raise my kids and feed people and live my life peaceably. I'm not interested in yelling at people. I love to be able to have a reasonable discussion and disagree and go back and forth and have other points of view illuminated, but I don't need that from somebody who is only looking to yell at me to begin with. So I just I don't engage in it anymore. I used to, and
early 20s.
It is not worth the emotional energy for me to sit there and angrily debate with people who aren't going to listen to anything I have to say anyways.
And I've got a Rachel had a comment that I've got to go off on. Kat may have the cookies portion, but and for those, I overshare all the time. I overshare all the time. Okay. I just changed my job. I was I had a job about 6 blocks away, 0.9 miles from my house, driving miles. And I worked there for a couple years now. Starting tomorrow, I go back to driving truck. I left my job at this store that I worked at, and I had a coworker who really probably couldn't afford it, but for my going away gift, got me something very, very special.
Oh, nice.
So I it's not bourbon.
Is that the new one? That's that new marquee one, right?
Yeah,
it's
is.
New.
It is.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
It's new. I didn't even know it existed until like 3 days ago. So.
And I got it before I left for the Virgin Islands. So.
Nice. No one gives me bourbon. It's absolute crap.
And this is not technically bourbon; it's whiskey.
Sure,
I get
and
it for my
it's usually
birthday.
Sweet. I like the whiskey that like hurts when you drink it because liquor should burn. So
I like rye whiskey.
And
things
this
should
is-
burn. That's not a bad thing.
There
Oh,
should
not
be
wild
some burn
turkey.
to it.
No wild turkey. Wild turkey is
No.
Okay, Grace's first Florida turkey hunt. She shot her first Osceola. He's mounted in the living room. She has 12, so she was just old enough to do this hunt. And the tradition at the hunting camp was that when you shot a turkey, you shotgunned wild turkey. She was 12. Guess who was told to shotgun the wild turkey on an empty stomach at like 9 o'clock in the morning?
Oh my goodness!
I did not puke. But I freaking hate wild turkey. That like, not that I ever liked it, but that like didn't. It's like, nope. No.
Yeah, don't love that.
See, Matt, I always pictured you as more of a Mogan David kind of person.
Yeah. You're not wrong. I do like an old fashioned sometimes, or like
A lot of the time.
I like that stuff. But
Okay, well,
Oh,
let's
God.
hit a couple
We're
of
on
comments, and then we will go. Then we'll go fight about coffee. But let's see. Mr. Lotta
yeah.
No Better
But-
says prison cigarettes are not subject to tax, so yeah, they would be really cheap.
They're not allowed
Huh.
in South Dakota.
Oh, that sucks for them.
Yeah.
And
I
then
just want good cigars. I don't care about cigarettes.
yeah, his comment: if you're worried about your child support, maybe try to not end up in prison. Simple as that. If you're likely to end up in prison, you're not the kind of dad that's going to be paying his child support. That is.
It's like my ex. Yeah.
I want to go, and then I want to go straight back to there are people in prison who are not guilty of what they've been accused of doing.
That is
Not
true.
that many though. They do exist. not
More
that
than
many.
you would think, but yes, they're
Yeah. I'm
I'll
like
leave it at that.
hardcore. I hate people. But when I say that, I'm not talking about victimless crimes. I'm talking about the violent stuff. So I don't give a crap about white collar crimes. I don't care, to be honest.
It's
But-
way past 5 o'clock here, Rachel.
Yes. So
She's later than us. I think she's an hour ahead of us. So she probably has good bourbon too somewhere in the house.
probably.
Not-
So left turn. We were going.
It's not
We were
really
going
a
to
left
hit
turn.
coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still
Okay.
a drink.
What about booze in your coffee?
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm
Irish
not a big fan.
I
I used
Irish
to.
cream.
Irish.
It has to
well,
be Bailey's.
Irish cream, okay, but whiskey and coffee doesn't do it for me.
No.
No.
I quite dislike that particular
No.
combination.
Grace went through this stage where she wanted to do hot toddies last year, I think it was. And I was like, more power to you, but no thanks. No. And if it's going to be, it's got to be Bailey's if it's Irish cream. But even then, I just don't like it that much anymore. I like my coffee really dark and bitter. I don't put anything in it.
Kind of like you.
Yes, just like me. Black like my soul. So I love coffee. Anyone who knows me knows that coffee is like my spirit animal. And I don't like to pollute it by adding stuff to it.
I
So, I'm just
like
saying.
my coffee. it's got to have. I'm diabetic, so it's got to have artificial sweetener in it. And for one standard cup of coffee, I'll do 3 packets of fake sugar, and it really doesn't matter which variety. I don't care if I get cancer because of the sugar. Guess what? I smoke. Prove it wasn't the cigarettes.
Little fatalistic, but I get it.
That's the spirit.
And it's got to have cream of some variety, not milk. Milk's too thin, but it's got to have cream in it.
I like heavy cream sometimes, but not usually. Not usually, just black.
Me, I will drink it. I will drink it black if it's good coffee. I like a medium or light roast. I don't like really dark roasts. But otherwise, I will put a splash of milk or a splash of cream in it. I don't do sweeteners.
Rachel, I have to rethink our whole friendship.
Well, because she likes a little coffee with her milk and sugar.
I'm right there with you, Rachel.
Coffee is my life. Like, I have to have my coffee, and I don't want crap in it as a general rule.
Now, and I will say this. When I was a truck driver, I drank a lot. I will go back to drinking a lot of coffee simply because truck drivers get free coffee. When you fuel your truck, you get coffee.
But it's gross coffee, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the greatest in the world.
It depends.
Yeah, you can hit.
Quick Trip has decent coffee.
They do. And Love's has decent coffee.
Yeah.
Not great, but decent. I mean, serviceable.
I don't like Bucky's coffee. I've tried.
But even more, if I need a caffeine boost, coffee, I've drank enough of it over time. It just doesn't do it for me anymore. I've got to go with energy drinks. My preferred is Bang energy drinks, specifically Black Cherry Vanilla.
What about Rainbow Unicorn? Rainbow Unicorn.
Too sweet.
The best Bang flavor they stopped making a few years ago. That was Miami Cola.
I don't think I ever had that one. And I used to drink a lot of it. I used to bang all the time. I'm not going to give you that sound clip.
You just did.
I cut myself off. There's no sound clip.
And another one.
Caffeine doesn't hype me up anyway. It relaxes me, which is one of the reasons I love it.
Yeah, you have ADHD.
My coffee. Yeah, well.
See, I'm the one person in my house that caffeine actually works as intended because I'm the only one who isn't.
Yeah, Grace was telling me just last night. She was over here for her birthday for dinner, which included dim sum chicken feet, by the way, which I personally cannot recommend, but she said they taste good. I made them. She was saying I should try giving Bo 5-hour energy to see how well it works on him. Because that was the diagnostic tool her pediatrician gave me for her when she was little. It's true, he did.
5-hour energy is a ton of B vitamins, so that'll give me niacin flush and make me itchy.
He is so ADHD, though. It's apparent to anyone who meets him, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. He's a boy, so it presents differently, and my lord. Yes, Rachel, it's because you're healthier than us.
I exist on half a gram to a gram of caffeine a day, generally.
Is that like 1 cup? I had like 6 today, and my cups are like 16 ounces. So, what?
Now I have to go look again.
1 cup of coffee is 300 milligrams of caffeine. Or
okay.
60 milligrams of caffeine. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 60. I think Death Wish is like 150.
Bang energy drinks are 300.
Death Wish is actually not bad. I've had that. It's not bad at all.
Yeah. I like the caffeine boosted coffee generally.
I do not like peeing every 2 minutes. That's just not cool. But
yeah, my body doesn't function normally, so I don't worry about that. I'm missing parts internally.
I don't want to know anymore. All right. What do you think, guys? We've been on the air about an hour or so.
Yeah, let's see. I go roll back through the comments. Mike's on a roll here.
I know. Yeah, we've still got comments about the blocking people. Dude, first of all, I will never amount to the block list that you have. It's too big. No, Paul. But I just Paul's having issues tonight. But I do block people pretty rampantly. I'm sick. I'm so sick of it. But maybe we should just take his block list and make it our block list. Can you transfer block lists on Facebook? That would be so handy, wouldn't it? If you had someone like you really knew you'd have the same hatred for people, so why not just share a block list?
I don't know.
It'd be super cool.
I'm still
down.
convinced that there has to be a limit to the number of accounts you can block, just like there is a limit to the number you can friend. But I'm nowhere near approaching.
No,
Once you
they
get
took the limit
once
off
you
my
get to a
page because it's
certain
professional.
once you get to a certain point, Brian, you are forced to go to a public profile, meaning not an individual profile. You're a
Yeah,
celebrity now.
I've got a couple of those.
And
Yeah,
and
I
with
am.
those, there's no 5,000 limit.
Ah,
Yeah, I would be over that, but I keep getting ticked off and unfriending and blocking people lately. So every day right now, because people are so freaking stupid, people give him booze. You can send it to me, I'll drink it. God
Yep,
knows
Mike
I could
says-
freaking use it. I'll take it.
best part is when you block somebody, at least as far as Facebook is concerned, they cease to exist for you. Learned this lesson from somebody that he later blocked, and they stopped existing. But
I know you're a boy.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows you're a boy. There's no gender confusion here. I'll just say that.
But yeah, guys, seriously, the political tribalism, the name calling, and constant yelling at each other, it's not accomplishing anything. Use your damn brains. Think. Get away from the emotional feedback that is, the toxicity of social media. And please use your brains, use some logic, and let's try to approach things like, we're neighbors who don't all hate each other.
Oh, I can put it much more succinctly.
Go ahead.
Don't forget what it's like to be punched in the mouth. And that a lot of you I know or see in real life periodically, and it's always on the table. For legal purposes, I'm kidding. But
Well,
don't
naturally.
forget. Everyone forgets what it's like to be punched in the mouth. People need to remember. I actually truly believe that wholeheartedly. People need to remember.
I think I honestly do believe that some of our cultural issues right now could be solved by more people getting punched when they when they run their mouths inappropriately. Because I mean, seriously, if everybody could restrict their commentary online to what they would say to somebody face to face, at risk of possibly getting punched out, I think we'd be a lot more civil. There's still some completely unhinged people, but maybe they'd eventually learn their lesson. Who knows?
I think so.
But
I think
yeah,
that's why they're so shocked when they get, shot in Minnesota. Consequences of your actions. What? What's that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say this: if you're a personal friend of mine and you live in Minneapolis, why? Personal invitation for anybody I personally have known and interacted to. I will find you someplace in South Dakota. I'll help pay your damn rent to get you here. Get out. If you're not in Minneapolis and you're considering going, why? Are you looking to stir up trouble? I mean, if you're looking to go, make sure the government is accountable for what they do. God bless you. Keep your guns at home if you're going to interact directly with police, please.
Well, don't interact directly with police. Don't interfere with lawful operations.
Yeah,
we've been over that plenty over the last few weeks. You are instantly precipitating a situation in which there may be consequences for your actions that you are not in control of. Please be safe. Don't be stupid. And treat everybody with a little bit of grace and a little bit of kindness, and leave it with the name calling. It's
amen.
We're not in kindergarten, y'all. Let's grow up.
And I want to leave with what I started with. Don't go stupid places with stupid people and do stupid things. You'll be much better off.
Oh, I've got one real quick. Can we put this one up from him?
Which one?
The tangentializing about looking at that gun. Yeah, that was a 320 AXG Combat, and it looked very new. And all the interviews I've seen with hopefully you can hear me, with family, friends, and an ex-girlfriend were that he never actually carried. He had it, but it was a shell form covered with dust. So I can neither confirm nor deny the veracity of all those statements, but those were his family and friends who said that. So take that as you will, grain of salt, all that. But yeah, it doesn't sound like he was actually a carrier.
Yeah, again, questions about impairment, questions about, what exactly was going on. We will never know, unfortunately. But let's use that as an example of what not to do. And so we will go ahead and wrap this one up. Take us away, Paul. Give us our closer.
Well, that wraps up another episode of the Reasonable Person podcast, everybody. Thank you for watching. For those of you who are on video, please remember to share the video. Joining us live, thank you for your comments. There's been a lot of great comments tonight. Those of you on podcast, please remember to subscribe and share the podcast with a friend. That's going to do it for us. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time.